All right, it's reported Walker Kessler's asking price too steep for the Lakers. According to Jovan Buha, I've just heard nothing but they want 2 picks plus a young player for Walker Kessler. So the Lakers cannot do that trade. They can give 1 pick and a young player and a swap. So, okay, so the Lakers can't do that trade, right? So what? I'm serious. So what? You see, when you have a Luka Doncic and a LeBron James on your team, that is the value. That is the point. That is why Laker Nation is so freaking pissed right now about the inaction of Rob Pelinka. Because when you have a Luka Doncic and a LeBron James on your team, would you prefer to have Walker Kessler? Okay, yeah, maybe I would too. Yeah, let's go for Walker Kessler. You can't get Walker Kessler. Is DeAndre Ayton a suitable backup for Walker Kessler? Yes, he is. DeAndre Ayton might be as or more valuable on offense and could be comparable on defense. Yeah, DeAndre, see, that's what we're talking about. That's why you see Laker Nation so damn hot. Because when you got Luka and LeBron, or you got LeBron and Anthony Davis, the notion that you go inactive for entire off seasons, right? Or you watch all the trades and all the transactions occur this off season, and you are still relatively inactive. That Jake LaRavia trade does not absolve you, Rob Pelinka. It don't mean shit right now. If you end this off season or this segment of the off season with only Jake LaRavia, you ought to be fired, just like you should have been fired last off season. Last off season, we should have saw no more of Rob Pelinka. That dude should have been done. It was inexcusable for him not to conduct a single transaction in the off season. Inexcusable. And this off season, the fact that you only picked up Jake LaRavia, that's shooting dope without the needle, you guys. That's what he gave us with Jake LaRavia. Shooting dope without the needle. That's what that is. It's a dopamine hit. It's for him to turn to you and say, hey, I did something. And everybody got excited for a second because they heard a deal was done. And what's the deal? Jake LaRavia. Jake LaRavia. Dude averaged 6 points per game last season with Sacramento. Does he have upside because he's 23? Yeah, I'm sure he does. But Jake LaRavia is what he gave us. And it's just that, so many different things are happening right now that encapsulate the frustration that you see out of Laker Nation. That encapsulate why Laker Nation is yelling and screaming, yo, we're loyal. The players are loyal. Everybody wants this. What's stopping you? What's stopping you? Money. Money is what's stopping the Lakers from doing anything. Again, I don't know what the terms are of the sale of the Lakers from the Buss family to this new management organization. I have no idea what the terms were, but Jeannie Buss needs to take her ass and go. And she needs to take her lapdog, Rob Pelinka, with her. And they need to be done with the Lakers. That is the only way that I see going forward, because I don't get it. It seems like she's still in charge. It seems like Rob Pelinka is still in charge. And, usually when you have someone come in who's new, they want their guys in those spots. And I am not understanding what is going on right now. If any other team had Luka Doncic and LeBron James, this is a problem. This is a huge problem. What I'm starting to think is that the Lakers organization and the Lakers fans, and I think they're trying to do it to LeBron, but LeBron is hip to that shit. I think they've conditioned us. We won all last season, didn't do shit. Rob Pelinka sat on his ass throughout the course of this season and got Luka Doncic delivered to him on a silver platter. A deal that many want to give him credit. I'm not going to say y'all. A lot of you guys recognize, but many of you want to give him credit for it. I give him no credit because 29 other GMs would have made that trade, right? And you just get into this place where it's like, well, something has to be coming. That's what I heard Sedano say this, well, something has to be coming. Something has to be. And I'm just sitting there thinking, no, nothing has to be coming. These dudes will sit, Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss will sit on their ass to do what's best for them financially. I don't know how many other ways you got to, say this, man. That's what it is. And I don't know, man. This gets reported. Walker Kessler asking price is too steep for the Lakers. And, how could you not look at all the assets that we just gave away, that we were just so frivolous with? And what it comes down to is, every time a deal seems like it's made under the pressure from Laker Nation. There is no proactivity. Everything is reactive, right? So it's like, the fans are watching. We actually have a good team. We haven't done any trades or transactions or anything. If we do 2 or 3 transactions to make the team better, we're championship contender. You start hearing that, Rob will give you a little bit of something, right? You shoot some dope without the needle. You know what I mean? This offseason, what is Jake LaRavia? What what we need. The whole freaking world knows what the Lakers need, right? It's not to say Jake LaRavia can't help us, but it's just that what the priority is. You have to prioritize. This is an order of operation, off season, right? And you go and pick up Jake LaRavia. If we happen to not have the money, by the way, Indiana just lost their center, right? It just so happens that, every time I try to think of something, sometimes I can't think of it. It's old man shit. It just so happens that DeAndre Ayton tried to sign with Indiana before he signed with Portland, right? Is there a possibility that Indiana now comes in and swoops in and takes DeAndre Ayton? I don't know how much money Indiana has to deal with. All I know is this. This is the type of shit that happens when you are not proactive, when you don't have a plan, when you're flying by the seat of your ass and hoping that everything just works out for you. That's the way Laker management moves. And so now you look at Walker Kessler and it's like, okay, they wanted 2 draft picks in a young player. The Lakers were not far from having 2 draft picks in a young player. According to Jovan Buha, the Lakers don't have that. They can't supply that. So now they're out on Walker Kessler. And it's that simple. And everybody, you may want to go back and look and say, well, what's the problem? How come the Lakers couldn't get this done? Now, all you guys blaming LeBron James, let me ask you something. If you could pick up Walker Kessler and Obi Toppin, at that point, would you still want a team that is starting Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Obi Toppin, and Walker Kessler? Would you want that team? All you guys shitting on LeBron, I'm asking you, would you want that team? I think that the answer, if you're being honest, is obviously yes. And why would you want that team? Because that team is championship caliber. That's why you want that team. And so what I'm getting at here in saying that, what I'm trying to articulate to you, is that LeBron James is not the problem. If you can't get this asset over here, and according to Jovan Buha, they're not asking much. 2 first-rounders and a young player with talent. According to Jovan Buha, we could supply 1 first-rounder and Dalton Connect. That's it. So we're out. They want 2. My only point is, we don't value assets. And now, you see these situations come up over and over and over again. And while you guys may want to point the finger, or many of you may want to point the finger at LeBron because his face is is the face of everything. He is still the face of the NBA. I get it, right? And he's been around for forever, and he is the fall guy. The Lakers hired him to be the cash cow and to be the fall guy, right? I get it. I understand that dynamic, But my point is, Had the Lakers been, or forget the Lakers, man, had Rob Pelinka been more conservative, more careful with his assets, then the Lakers might have Walker Kessler right now. And if the Lakers have Walker Kessler right now, then this is an entirely different situation that you find the Lakers in. You know, LeBron may have opted out and signed up for less money. But you have to believe who people are when they show you. You know? And so, hey man, I mean, I saw the headline, I'm talking about it. The Lakers don't have enough to get Walker Kessler. I mean, it's not really a surprise to any of us. We all kind of knew that. But it's just that it's not quite that simple. It's just not quite that simple is all. You know, the Lakers don't have enough to get Walker Kessler. That's a fact. Why don't the Lakers have enough to get Walker Kessler? Why don't they have it? And then you got to go and look at Rob Pelinka. Not LeBron James, not Luka Doncic, not Anthony Davis. Rob Pelinka. Not JJ Redick, Rob Pelinka. Because if he even had the assets to show for the draft capital that he gave up, then he might be able to go out and acquire a first round pick. He don't even have the assets. Look, I got a divorce, right? And part of the reason why I got a divorce was because my ex kept running up credit cards. And it changes how you look at each other when something like that happens, right? So what happened was, and I recognize this now. I didn't recognize it then. I didn't even know the term then, but I recognize the term now. What happened was our relationship became transactional. It became, you do this for me. What are you doing for me type thing. Quid pro quo. You know what I mean? It's not always stated explicitly, but that's what it is. Right? And when I really flipped out was, okay, $7,000 credit card here, $10,000 credit card there, whatever, right? I didn't know where it was. I couldn't see it. It wasn't manifested anywhere. It's like, if I got to pay this $7,000 credit card bill off, or this $10,000 credit card bill off, or you just said that, you need, $10,500 for this or whatever, right? It's like, where is it? Where in the house is it? I mean, where's the freaking big screen TV, or a redone kitchen, or probably had a boyfriend or some shit, for all I know. All I know is that looking around the house, I couldn't see it manifested anywhere, which is like the true definition of waste. I took my money and I buy basketball cards, and I got them all, and they're appreciating in value. I buy stocks, I got it all, and it's appreciating in value. Whatever she took and used, I don't know where it is. And if she says she used it for household shit, where the is it? I don't see it. I'm looking around like, where the hell is it? And that's Rob Pelinka. Rob Pelinka used asset after asset after asset. And now you look around and say, okay, well, what did you get for your assets? You look around, you don't see it. It's nowhere to be found. And if you want to be pissed, again, don't be pissed at LeBron. If you want to know why we don't have the assets to acquire Walker Kessler, who do you have to ask? Don't bullshit yourself. Who do you have to ask? You got to ask Rob Pelinka. Of course, he ain't going to be around to answer your questions. So, all right, y'all. This is Pure Uncut Lakers. I'll check you next time.